Hello students, so now we are going to start chapter 4, that is force and pressure. So in class 7th you learned about motion of objects in a straight line. How objects move in a straight line. Then you also studied there about uniform and non-uniform motion. Uniform means when object moves after fixed interval of time, and non-uniform means there is no uniformity, means it will not repeat itself after fixed interval of time. Now you know about rest and motion. An object is said to be at rest when it does not change its position from, for example, this is an object and it is stationary. It will not change its position. So we call such object as it is in rest. But when it changes its position from one place to another place, we call object now comes in motion. Right? So how motion occurs now? When we push or pull object, means we exert a force on it. Right? So what is force here? Now force is push or pull. Right? When we kick or lift any object, all these will come under the concept force, means we will exert there some kind of force. So here in all these situations now, we know some effort is done by us. Muscular effort means when we apply force, what we do? We apply our muscular force there, and then we can observe the motion of object. So it means for moving an object, any external agent is required, force is required to start and to stop the motion of that particular object. So simply, what is force? Push or pull. Now, how it occurs? It occurs by interaction. It occurs by interaction between two objects. Means if I push any ball, then contact between my hand and the surface of ball. So it means this force, it results from the interaction with another object. Right? Interaction between, we can say the interaction between two objects, that is called the force. Right? Means when this interaction it stops, when interaction between the two objects it stops, means it just stop, then means the force between these two objects is no longer there. Right? When interaction will stop, interaction between the two objects will end, then force will no longer be there. Right? So precise definition of force will be simple, that simply force is a push or pull that results from interaction between two objects. Right? That is called force. Now, what are the effects of force? various effects of force. First one, we will discuss change in the state of motion. Change in the state of motion. This is the first effect of force, change in the state of motion. So, change in the state of motion means when there will be change either in the speed or in its direction. Right? Change in the state of motion means change either in speed or in its direction. When any type of change will occur in speed or in direction, then we will call that there is a change in the state of motion of that particular object. Right? Simple activity we can perform here, like if we can say roll a ball on a table. Simply we have a ball, and if we just push it from one side, from here, then what will happen? For example, this is a table and ball is placed here, and from this side we apply force. What will happen? Speed will increase. What you observe, that there will be change in the state. There will be change in the this speed of the ball. Right? So we can conclude here that what we can conclude from this activity, when we apply a force, then in the direction of its motion, in this direction means when we apply force in the direction of the motion, the speed of the object will also increase. Right? So, simple activity you can perform by rolling a ball on the ground also and push it gently in the direction of its motion. Second one, if we just now, same ball we are having here, for example, this is the here ball. If we now placed on a table, if we apply force, right, if we apply force here against the motion, for example, ball is moving in this direction and we are applying force from here in opposite direction, then what will be the result? Speed will decrease. Speed will decrease. So we came to the conclusion, we can observe, we can find the conclusion from this, that if the force is applied in opposite direction of motion, here you can see I am applying the force from this direction and ball is moving in this direction. So if the force is applied in opposite direction of motion, then speed of the object, this is our object, this ball is our object, will decrease. Right? And in these cases we have discussed, both the cases object is moving in a straight line. Now if our object is moving, this is a table, object is moving in this side, and we apply force from here. So what will happen here? What will happen means both speed and direction will change. Speed and direction both will change. So we can conclude that force, when applied at an angle to the direction of motion, then there will be change both in speed as well as in the direction of motion of that particular object. So this is the effect of this force First, we have discussed here change in the state of motion. Clear? So, do the reading up to this. We have discussed introduction. We have discussed here force, definition of force, and some content we have recapitulated of 7th class. And now only one effect we have discussed here, that is change in the state of motion. So clear up to this, do the reading 1 or 2 times. And next effect of force is the change in the size or shape of an object, that we will discuss in the next video. Okay, thank you.